Crack a back.
With no regret, mashing its toppings, back of the onion necks, talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listening. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim, I'm gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news, that's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Oh, she's flip-flopping, hell this place is popping. Perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing. Or she's flip-flopping, hell this place is popping. Oh, perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing with Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue and let you stop rubbing. Or she's flip-flopping, hell this place is popping. Always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing with Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing. Or she's flip-flopping, hell this place is popping.
Oh, look, we're in a funny layout.
Again.
There we go. Big up, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's Friday. It's Premier League preview day. Oh, that tune always gets me pumped up. I can't lie. It really does get me pumped up for the day. I've had a migraine since I woke up, and all of a sudden it feels a little bit better. But as always, on Fridays, I'm joined, as always, every day by Jimbo, my co-host. How are you, Jimbo?
Yeah, good. Good, thanks, darling. Ready for this?
Big time Nick. He's graced us with his appearance today. How you doing, Nick?
Wow, I thought I'd grace you with my presence. I was getting just on time. Just on time. Not on Nick time today. No, well, that's why we were late. So I'd like to apologise to everyone for we were late, because I joined pretty much bang on 12 o'clock, and then we were talking, and then we then said, "Oh, we better start. We're late." And then Jimbo went on, and then Kate was like, "Jim, we're late. We need to start."
I did tell Jim off, to be fair, but that's nothing unusual. And we've got Chang in the house. He's in and out at the minute, a bit like a fiddler's elbow. Oh, he's gone again. I don't know what's going on with Chang at the minute.
But more than you, Kate.
He is. He's flip-flopping all over the place. But I'm sure he will join when he gets his connection a little bit better. We've got Chris Agenbar joining us in the chat. Big up, Chris. Hope you are well. We've got Jose as well. Big up, Jose. Good to do the show with you yesterday.
Yeah.
Pat is trying to jump out of the window at the moment. She's psychopathic. I don't know what she's doing.
What psychopathic cat? There's like bodies all over the back garden. I don't know what they got up to last night, but
would you say you've got bodies all over the back garden?
Yeah, from the cats.
Oh.
Weird.
Not from you, Nick.
And they don't. And then not only do they kill things, they leave things like half their body there, and then they go back to it, and then all you hear is like crunching of the bones. So psycho cat I've got as well.
Mr. Chang, are you back with us?
Yes, I'm back with you. I hope that's the last of my technical issues. This new workstation that I'm using at this cyber cafe, for some reason, the USB ports on this PC aren't very good, so I've had to use my own USB adapter, but hopefully I fixed that issue. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Friday today, seeing as how we just beat Alkmaar early this morning, and we're all very much looking forward to our London derby away at Palace. It's going to be a 3 p.m. kickoff on Sunday, October the 27th, and I cannot wait to get into the show with each and every single one of you today.
Thank you very much, Chen. Good to have you. We've got Design to Win Lou in here as well. Paul Pablo's here, and so is GBC Fan as well. Big up to everybody. Before we start, there has been some breaking news this morning that Sonny will not be playing against Crystal Palace, and just said that he's still not fit. He's still sore, apparently. So that's not the best news. But, you know, it gives somebody else a chance. And Mikey Moore was cooking yesterday.
I just read a headline. It looks like Ange has said that Mikey Moore's ready to start a Premier League game.
Wow. Well, before we... Go on, Nick.
I was just going to say, please, let's get Mikey Moore on that left-hand side, because he looked absolutely... I know we're going to come to it, but 17 years old, only just turned 17. He's not, towards the end. Only just turned 17, and or a month or so ago, or whatever it was. But come on, this guy yesterday, and I know we're gonna talk about it, was just lit up that second half. And to be fair, showed a lot of those more experienced players how it should be done with no fear.
Exactly.
So, yeah, brilliant.
Before we start delving into last night, I've just got to do this. Yes, it's been a few weeks, but I've got to give my moan of the day today, and it's a double moan of the day. The first moan being, listen, we're all fans of Tottenham Hotspur, and if I choose to big up a player because I think they're good, I should be allowed. We did the pump-up show yesterday on We Are Tottenham TV, and we had people in the chat saying, Mikey Moore's done nothing. Don't big him up. You're putting too much pressure on the kid. Just leave it out. Well, no, I don't want to leave it out. We weren't saying that he's better than Harry Kane. We weren't saying that he is going to be the next big superstar, but we were just saying that his prospect is very, very good, and he looks like a good talent, and we're perfectly entitled to do that as fans. So that's my first moan. And my second moan is Timo Werner. We all know he's not very good. We all know his time at Tottenham Hotspur has come to an end, but please, let's not lay on the fella. I actually found it painful to watch him yesterday. I don't care how much money he's getting paid. This guy looks broken. He looks short of confidence. And I actually had knots in my tummy watching him because it was painful. He needs to be, much like a sick dog, put down out of his misery. And yet I don't mean kill him. I just mean get rid of him and let him play in a league that he's better with. Not the Premier League, because he's clearly not at that standard anymore. So let's not all lay on to Timo Werner. Let's follow our be kind narrative that we used when Dele Alli came out and said that he had mental health issues, and that Richarlison came out and said he had mental health issues. Let's not lay on Timo Werner. We all know he's dog shit, but he's still a human being. And that's my moan of the day. If anyone would like to add, go on, Nick, you carry on the moan.
I got a question before I like to add something. Those moaning noises, is that Jimbo when he's having sex?
No, it's me having sex.
Oh, okay. If it's you, then I'm excited. If it was Jimbo, I was getting turned on. I'll just say, and just to echo Kate, he does everything well until he has that round thing near his feet. So I'll just say, may we never have to witness, with Wilson back, with Mikey Moore stepping out, may we never have to witness him on the pitch ever again. So if you'd like to, what I think we should do and put our energy behind is to do a highlight reel and send it to all the football clubs in the whole world and use that energy to get him a move in January. That's what we should be doing.
Yes.
That's Timo he's talking about. He's played 27 European games and scored 21 goals. But you know the thing is, Kate, right? Is I said to Steve, me and Steve D were talking, and I said to Steve D, I think he's just lacking in confidence massively. And Steve D made a good point and said, Jim, I don't think it's confidence. I just don't think he's got it anymore at this level. And I think he's right. I think that I was wrong and he's right. I don't think it's confidence. I think that he needs to drop down some levels. I mean, maybe go to the a league like where AZ Alkmaar are or somewhere like that. He's just not good enough for the Premier League no more. But I can't be on board with all this giving him a hard time and slagging him off.
I did say shit, but I'm talking about people literally laying everything onto Timo Werner's doorstep. You know, it's not all his fault. He did some fantastic.
Of course not. I mean, what do you mean, mate? If the sun's not out today, it's Timo Werner's fault.
Yeah, the thing is, when we lose a game, right? When we lose a game, we lost a game. I can't remember what game it was, and he was actually one of the better players in the team, and everybody laid the blame on him. Look, we all know he's not good enough, and the club have given permission now to talk to other clubs in January. So I think this is the end of him now. I mean, how many chances do you give a player? I mean, I kind of backed him and said that I think he'll come good. But he's just getting chance after chance after chance and not scoring. I mean, that one yesterday, he had all the time in the world and he just kicked it at the goalkeeper. So,
I know, but that was a broken human. He looked broken. He looked
like Kate actually said to me, she actually said to me, I feel sorry for him because you see when he walked away, he looked broken.
Yeah. You know, he looks like he's got the weight of the world. And I don't care if he's been paid fortunes for it. He didn't ask to be transferred. He didn't ask for his wages to be that much. That's what he gets paid. It is what it is. But let's not talk about him anymore. Let's go on to more positive news. But big up, Ren. I saw you sneak in, and Rinketic and Steve RFC came in. So big up to you all. I saw you last night on Jacob's channel, Ren, and I thought, I haven't seen her in our room for ages. And then here you are. But, Chang, I'm going to come to you first. Spurs make it 3 wins in 3 in the Europa League, 7 wins in 8. And yet we're shit. We've got a kamikaze defence. Our manager's naive and clueless. I mean, what's going on?
Well, there are two ways of looking at this from two different aspects. The positive fans and also the moaners who will find every little excuse to have a moan, whether we are winning, losing, not playing on our international break. A win's a win, regardless of whether it's a scrappy penalty, an own goal, or however dubious the goals may come. But 3 wins out of 3, the best possible start to us for this Europa League campaign. We are currently second, I believe. We are second in the table. We are only one of only 3 teams in the whole Europa League who have won 3 in 3. I believe the other 2 are Lazio, or is it Napoli? One of Lazio and I think Fenerbahce or Galatasaray. I can't remember which is the other team.
Anderlecht. You couldn't be
Thank you.
Anderlecht. Nowhere near Turkey, mate.
Thank you for that, Mr. Collison. Right, but yeah, we are only one of 3 teams who have been able to win 3 in 3. Things are looking very good for us, and I really couldn't care less whether we score penalties as winners for the remaining of this Europa League campaign in the group stage. A win's a win, regardless of the circumstances. And whatever people want to say about Big Ange, his tactics, the way we deploy his squad that he puts out on the day, as long as they get the job done, they get all 3 points. We have the better part of our main squad, or rather our regular 11, rested and ready for the weekend. That is, I think, very, very important for me, because we saw just how effective Brennan Johnson was the moment he came on for Werner in the second half, as well as cameos. I think it was Kulusevski and was it Sar or Bissouma who came on? One of those. Yeah, Sar. Yep, thank you for that as well. Yeah, so that's pretty much our starting 11 given a day off or a night off yesterday. And here's to them winning their second consecutive London derby come Sunday. And by all means, let this carry on for as long as possible.
Yeah, I agree. Nick, what's your thoughts on the match? I have to say, I thought the first half was a little bit boring, But as soon as Mikey Moore turned into Neymar, according to James Madison, it seemed to liven up a bit.
Yeah, look, the first half, it was probably a fair result. We look, players that aren't used to playing with each other. No pun intended there. It came out in the wrong way. Dragoshin, Davis, Archie Gray, Bergval. Look, there was a lot of changes, right? 9 changes. We had the tree in goal that actually saved us on a couple of occasions because there were some good saves. But look, we got the job done, and that's what we need to do. I don't care if could it have been more. Yes, absolutely. And it meant that players were getting back to you. You saw obviously Richie had cramp. Bergval went down with cramp. So look, it just goes to show that now we've got options coming off the bench. I mean, you could argue that we should start the first team and get the job done at half time and then pull them off. Innuendos coming all over the place for me. And then, or you can, or do what we did yesterday: 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. Who cares? The win is all that matters, and we should celebrate winning because we're not going to win every game. No team wins every game, and when we win, we should celebrate, and when we lose, we should not lose our minds. But that's if we're allowed to. There we go.
Which you're not. You're the problem.
We're not. Yeah.
It's all your fault. You are the problem.
Yeah.
Jimbo, give us your little thoughts on the game last night.
Well, I thought I was quietly surprised because I was expecting, when I saw the lineup and I saw 9 changes, I was expecting it to be a bit hectic first half, bit like the game before when he'd done all the changes like Coventry. But it looks like they've done well in training to me because they were passing the ball well, and a lot of them, if you look, they pass the ball with not looking, and they get hitting their players. I was really surprised. I thought that they did really well, Kate, because it's a massive thing to change 9 players and stick them all on the pitch, right? So effectively, it's a new 11 because the 2 that had been on there before with the first team is still playing with 9 players that they're not playing with. You see what I'm saying? So I was really surprised. I thought they did really well. I thought the passing was good, closing down was good. There was a few passes with Moore and Bergville that went a bit astray. And I was really, really pleased. I thought they did well. It shows as a club we're doing well, that we can make 9 changes and especially the second half and play some good football. So, yeah, I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought it was good. Going to what Destiny says here, I thought I completely agree. I thought Dragusin, particularly at the start of the game, looked a little bit...
But it's to be expected, Kate.
Yeah, he kind of looked like at one point he made a rash challenge, and I thought, right early on in the game, and I thought, oh God, it's going to be another game where he gets sent off or something. But he did grow into the game, I thought.
Yeah.
But like you say, he's not getting regular game time, which is his own fault as well because he did get sent off. But I do think there's a player in there for sure.
The thing with us fans, right, and pundits on the TV, they don't take everything into consideration. Someone has a bad game and they just get on their backs. It's hard to go out there with. It's effectively a new team, to go out there and hit the ground running when they're not getting a lot of game time and they're not playing with players in a competitive match all the time. So I thought they did really well.
Yeah. What did you think of Dragusin, Nick?
Yeah, look, again, he hasn't had the game time, like you said. Some of it's his own fault. Some of it, you could argue that actually the way that Coutie's played, and I know Jacob will get a bit upset with it, but he's not been pulling up trees, and he's been at fault, quite early on. And obviously, look, I think he a couple of blocks. He didn't do badly. He didn't do amazingly. He did his job, and that's what you want when you're you're getting all these players to come in and have make all these changes. So look, if it means we know we need the squad, we know we're probably going to see this sort of team, at least for the next 5 games, unless we need to, something happens against Galatasaray and Roma, and we need to then, play a few more of the experienced players. But let's just get the job done. Go and get the 5th win. I think 5 wins will probably be enough out of the 8, depending on other results. And we just, we just need to enjoy it. It could be worse. We could be watching the tears of Man United and Arsenal fans. So, which quite frankly has been absolutely incredible the last few days. Yeah. So, look, they're going to do it. Dragoson's going to do it. Bergval's going to do it. If Basuma, Bentancur, whoever, that we just need to hope that the ones that have been playing come on and they have an impact. And that's what we need, because we haven't had that. And yes, we need better. Yes, we need more consistency. And sorry, I just take some Arsenal tears. Hang on. And that's all we can ask for. Let's just like you said, 3 wins out of 3. I think it's 7 wins in 8.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen? What's going to happen next week if we, on Wednesday, if we beat Man City? So I'm sure there'll be a but. We just, 1 game at a time, get to the next international break, and then let's review, and then let's see. So,
hi Leo. Only 2 weeks till you're here, Leo. Vindaloo, I would just like to pull you up on something you said. Not everyone's going to win their games unless you're invincible. Let's be fair, you didn't win all your games. You drew a hell of a lot of games. So don't get carried away, son. Just calm
yourself. And they lost. Down. They didn't win the FA Cup that year. I don't think they won the League Cup that year. So Vindaloo, we love you, but let's. Yeah. I think it was like 10 draws or something ridiculous in that.
Yeah.
Invincible.
Yeah. So. Big up Beyond 72 as well, who's come in. I'm going to throw this to you, Chang. Rinketti coming in with a controversial question. Is it time to cash in on Son because he's getting old and injury prone? I mean, we've heard this so many times, but what's your thoughts?
I just have another question for Rinketti so that he can answer this question of his own. At this moment in time, with the current squad that we have, would you rather have Timo Werner or Son? That is as good an answer as any to this question. So I think it's very good that we still have Son with us, to be honest, and we shouldn't dismiss him just yet. I think he still is one of the better players in our squad, although yes, he is not the same player he was maybe 8-9 years ago when he signed for us way back in 2015. And I honestly dread, and I'm not looking forward to the day where he finally, calls it a day at the Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I really do hope that we do win some form of silverware or trophy, just so that he won't be able to call time on his career at Spurs without silverware. But I think for Son, until we can find, let's say, a proven player who can outright replace him, I would still keep him for maybe the remainder of the season. Whether he's still part of Big Angel's plans come next season, that is, I think, down to the recruitment. If they can bring someone in January and maybe sort of like usher him out or maybe phase him out, the same way we phased Brad Friedel out for Hugo Lloris, if anyone remembers that, over a dozen years ago. So yeah, I would still very much hold on to Son just for the moment. And let's see who his long-term replacement is when the January transfer window or even the next summer transfer window opens.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Rinketti, I find it kind of ironic you're asking that question when this weekend just gone, Sonny had an absolute blinder of a game.
You know why, Kate? You know why, don't you? It's because I called him out, and that's what happened. They were worried about, Sonny was worried, and I said he needs to show up, and he can keep showing up like that. But again, it's about consistency. If he's not, what we've done in the past is we would have probably played him injured. He wouldn't have played well, and then everyone would have got on his back again. So let's just keep him coming, keep him firing. He's in the back of the mind. He doesn't want to upset Barry because he's already upset me because I'm sure he had a part to play in Emerson leaving. So he wants to try and make it up to me. So that's absolutely fine, Sonny. Just keep doing what you're doing. Games like West Ham, more of them, please. Not games like we saw before. Exactly.
I would like to know, Vindaloo, what you had the £50 bet on with Deji. This is going to be funny. Big up to our fave, Bobby K. Good to see you. Bobby always makes the world a brighter place when Bobby's around. Jimbo, what do you? Well, he does for me. Jimbo, what do you make of this whole sell Sonny thing? Surely we're past it.
First of all, I think that Renketic's living on cuckoo land. 2 reasons, right? First one is because he thinks we're going to get 100 million for him. Never going to happen. Not for a 32-year-old. Just ain't going to happen. You ain't going to get 100 million. We didn't even get that for Kane. So no, Sonny's still a massive part of our club. He's our captain, but also we don't need him to play every game now. We've got Richie can play there. We've got Mikey Moore's starting to look like he's going to bed in. So Sonny hasn't got to play every game, so we can keep Sonny and use him as and when we need him. He's a massive part of our club. And it amazes me how people just like pluck out the air. Let's sell this player. They forget what he's done for the club, and he deserves to be here. And if you play him, I said to you last night, Kate, that I think that they need to manage Sonny now a little bit better and not play him as much. And then we get the best out of him. So no, not in what's that?
To go to Saudi.
What's
Sonny?
Yeah, we still won't get 100 million for him, Renketic. But he's worth more to us anyway to keep him.
The other day, I think it was Vindaloo. It was certainly Arsenal. A couple of Arsenal fans were saying they take Sonny in their team now. So I think this is very reactionary to even suggest selling Sonny. Brings so much to our team. Vindaloo's had 50 quid with Deji that Arsenal will finish above Spurs. In fairness, Renketic did say Frankfurt are a bigger club than Tottenham, so I can't take it always seriously.
Yeah,
Frankfurt. You've missed your boat on cashing in on 100 million for Son. Yeah, well, I don't want to cash in on him.
Yeah, that's what I just said. People are so quick to say, they're cashing on. Why would we cash in on him when you can play him a little bit less and get performances out of him like we did the other day? It's about building a squad, Kate. It's not about building 1-11. It's about building like a 15, 16, 17 team squad. So that if Sonny, we can rest Sonny a bit, put other people in his position that are going to do really well. And that's the same all over the pitch, what we've got to build.
Yeah. Big up Johnny Bethnal Green.
Players like Sonny, we're never going to get there. He's got a good couple of years left in him, Sonny, if he's managed properly.
Yep, 100%. Sell Son and we lose the top goal scorer of the club. Yep. And he's in the top 20 greatest goal scorers in the Premier League as well. Afternoon, Drew La La. Renketic saying, I did say 70 to 100. No, the answer's still no. No. Am I up to date? Yes, I am. Look, I'm going to quickly ask this question. I heard them talking about it on TalkSport this morning. Alex Crook and who was it? Not Sam Matterface, someone else who was on there with them, was saying that the whole look last night of the penalty, shall we say, argument between Richie and Madders is a really bad look for the club because everyone should know who our penalty. Oh, it's Danny Murphy. Everyone should know who the penalty taker is going to be beforehand. Now, we all know that Maddison came out and said that he allowed Richie to take it because he wanted to build his confidence, but there was a little bit of a tete-a-tete, shall we say, beforehand. Chang, what did you make of that little fight for who takes the penalty between Madders and Richarlison?
I think it's very natural for the striker of the day to want to take the penalty, especially if someone like Richarlison, who is yet to score since his return last week, I believe it was, when he made his first appearance in Spurs colours against West Ham at the Tottenham Stadium. And I think it was James Maddison who then took it upon himself to take the penalty, although I have to credit him for relinquishing his opportunity to take the spot kick and give Richarlison the opportunity to slot home his first goal of the season, which I have to say, if you watch the penalty again, that actually took a lot of guts and confidence to finish off the penalty the way it did. But with regards to the discussion they had, I think if it was Son, maybe he might have just held on to the ball and taken that penalty himself. But it's not Son, it's Maddison, and good for him. But this is something I think Big Ange might look into when it comes to making it very clear to the players. Look, if you are not the captain of the day, it's not your responsibility, or rather, it's not your call as to whether or not you should be taking the penalties. And I think this would be conveyed to Richarlison after the game. But it's good to see that there is that the team spirit, the togetherness, especially when Maddison gave Richarlison the opportunity to score, which he did. And yeah, I think looking ahead, moving forward, I think this sort of things is part and parcel of a team that's trying to find their footing in a season that promises so much more than just Europa League for us. So here's to the team, and especially our leadership group, making it very clear that unless you are part of the leadership group, you have absolutely no say in these matters. And yeah, I'm happy that Maddison did let Richarlison take the penalty.
Yeah, sounds like there's kung fu fighting going on behind Chang. The noises actually sounded like my moan of the day with all the. What Danny Murphy actually said, I've just remembered, is he said that he puts too much pressure on the goal scorer, on the penalty taker, because they've argued who's going to take it, and then puts added pressure on. Nick, do you agree, or do you think it's just more rubbish being spouted by the media?
Well, I don't really. I mean, look, I think first of all, you can look at it in two ways. At the time, I was like, "What the hell is Richarlison doing?" Because, like, who are you to start demanding to take penalties when, you know, just because you want to go and dance like a pigeon? So Lee's not here, so I'll say it. So he'll probably find it and watch it back and then send me a message. But then I was like, Maddison, stand your ground. Don't let him get the ball. If you're the captain, you're deciding who's taking the penalty. I think the trouble is we don't know. We haven't had that many penalties, and obviously before it was Harry Kane. So, and obviously, like you said, if it was Son was on the pitch, then Son would be taking it. So, I guess from a striker point of view, then I guess you will want to take it. But yeah, I mean, it's not going to cause any. It shouldn't cause any nonsense or whatever they're trying to spout in terms of everything, right? Because yeah, it's just nonsense. Who cares? He took the penalty. I was thinking if he misses his penalty, I'm literally going crazy because he's made the big thing about it. He didn't. We scored. We won 1-0. That should be the end of it. But unfortunately, talk shite like to do exactly that. So
yeah,
exactly. True, it's smack on the head there. Absolutely smack on the head. They're just making they're blowing it all out of proportion. It wasn't a fight; it was a discussion, and it was up to Maddison to decide who was going to take the penalty because he's the captain, and he give it to the pigeon who put it away beautiful. So it's just all being blown out of proportion, Kate. You know, it's the media. They need something to talk about with Spurs bad. They can't find, when we win, they have to find something bad to talk about Tottenham. And last night it was the penalty situation. Instead of looking at the positives of players like Mikey Moore and Bergville doing really well, you know, they have to talk about the negative side of it.
Yeah. Leo, I have to say, that photo I put of Arteta with the massive gap in his teeth, I didn't put the gap in his teeth. That's a real photo. So it must be before he got his railings done. But I was trying to give it a Halloween vibe, so I had to find some pictures of them all looking a little bit weird, which isn't difficult.
Is that he's trying to look like Don Robbie? Is that what he's trying to look like?
Nick looks like a surgeon with them specs. Ooh,
no, I'll tell you what I look like. If any of you seen Gremlins, have you seen it when the posh gremlin, he wears the glasses? I'm like the posh gremlin. So yeah, I've had to put my glasses on because I don't know. It was where I went swimming earlier, and I got too much chlorine in my eyes. My vision started to go a bit blurry, so I thought I'd put them on to help me see and make me look more intelligent, clearly. So, and there's no red on my glasses like Kate's. So
mine aren't red; they're purple and pink. See,
no, they look red to me. They look as red as Chang's chair that he sat in as well. Don't think you're getting away with that, Chang, either.
Yeah, Chang. Maybe you're colourblind, Nick. That's all I'm saying. Big up Yusuf says Slot's putting the final nail in the coffin in Arsenal's hopes of winning the league. Please, please, please let that happen. Please, God. Please, Allah.
Yeah,
please,
actually, I want to ask Angus. If you lose to Liverpool on the weekend, is it done? Because if you're saying it's not, then I'm going to send some help, mate. Because you'll be 8 points behind everyone, and it's game week 9. Yeah. Bearing in mind, last year you were 12 points or whatever it was ahead and fling it up. Of course, there's some delusion from Matt. No, it's October. Game week 9, 8 points behind. You where are you making those points up? Because we all know City come strong after Christmas, and you know, and also the way that Liverpool are playing, getting results. So yeah.
Yeah, holy crap, that's Nick on the bottom. I thought it was a new Spurs YouTuber. My homie's looking great. I know. He's so skinny. He's skinny Nick now.
35 kilos, 5.5 stone.
Wow, that's unreal. Before we go on to preview the Palace game, obviously, because we've got that to look forward to this weekend, we might as well do our score predictions. I didn't give the scores on the doors because we were still waiting on the Monday night game, but this is how it stands at the minute. If I
went 2-1, didn't I? So I was wrong. So
in joint first place in the predictions league is Nicolas and Chang, both on 59 points. In second place with 51 is myself, and in last place on 42. 17 points behind the leaders is Jimbo.
Hang on a minute. How am I drawing with Chang? Because I tied with him with 9 points and 9 points. So did he get the result right for the Forest game?
Yes.
What happened?
No, what happened was last
week. I think
he
did.
Hang on. I'm just checking in my book. Last week, Chang was in the lead on 51.
Yeah, he was.
You were on 50. And now you've caught him up with an extra point. So it's now
I went 2-1 and Forest won 1-0.
Yeah. Yes. So that's how. You know, if you're going to question me, you better come at me with facts.
Because obviously you dropped me for one show. I couldn't be asked to come on another. So I was just checking that there's no FIFA brown envelopes being passed around from Chang and everyone else, right?
Facts don't care about your feelings, Nick. You're the problem. I can't believe. Big up Yoris, by the way. Jimbo, no ball knowledge. I don't really think that's true, Matt, considering he's been alive probably twice as long as you and knows probably twice as much as you. But have a little bit of respect, or you'll be booted out.
Why is he saying that? I don't understand
why he's
saying it.
Nor do I.
Explain yourself, Matt.
Yeah, explain. Daniel Coy says, can't believe Arsenal fans would generally still think they're in a title race after they lose this weekend, especially with the officials reffing their games different, apparently. Yeah, it's a conspiracy.
Angus, did you answer my question? Are you in it or are you out of it? I want to know, Angus, and I want to know what percent as well.
The thing is, right, you can't take them out of the title race because they're 8 points behind. I can't have that, right? The 8 points can be picked up. We're only 8 games in, but what you've got to look at is the way they're playing, right, and the way Liverpool are playing and the way City are playing, that it's unlikely to happen. But you can't take them out of the race 8 points behind.
Do you know what, Jimbo? I disagree. And I'm taking them out of the race if they lose to Liverpool because I know what that football club does. They bottle it after January. They cannot do it. We know what they are. Oh, my God, look at that. I'm going to stand by my convictions. So all of those Arsenal fans, if you don't win, you are out of the title race.
Yes. And that is a real photo. I didn't make that up. That's a real photo out there. If you Google it, it's real. Just saying. Daniel Coy's been a Spurs fan for you. It's hard to understand. It's a long season. 17 points behind. Oh, you've got no ball knowledge because you're 17 points behind in the predictions race.
Oh, look, it's early days. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Jimbo, we all know, mate, you're finishing bottom as well. That's another prediction I'm standing by.
Oh.
What did you say there, Nick? I kind of switched off when you spoke. What did you say?
I said, Jimbo, are you listening, Jimbo? You are finishing bottom of the predictions league, Jimbo, because you've got zero knowledge.
You know what, Nick? If I finish bottom, I finish bottom.
Jimbo. We're just having some fun, or we're trying to have some fun.
But it's 8 games in. It's a bit early to be chirping, mate.
No, Jimbo. I'm doing what the Arsenal fans do, Jimbo. We're top of the league, but we're not because I'm joint top with Chang. But I'm top of the league, and I'm not going to bottle it, but I might. And it might all change. But I'm just saying, Jimbo, we're going to have some fun with these predictions.
Nom saying they want Jimbo to abuse players like expressions, but Jimbo backs his team and players. That he does. Nick, we have had 13 league titles. Yeah, how many European trophies have you won, though?
Oh, my God. I had this moan a few weeks ago. Matt, you weren't here. You missed it. I'll sum it up. I don't care what's happened in the past. In the past, I had an ex-wife. Jimbo had about 6. We're not there. We're in the present with our future wives. We're in the present now. What did you win last season? Community Shield. Are we going to big that one up now? Oh, no. You won nothing. We won nothing. This season, nobody's won anything. So we're all on the same. Let's not talk about the past. Let's not talk about what happened. Let's talk about now.
Last season is history. Yes, it is.
It is.
It is, actually. It is last season. It is a real pick. Yes, indeed. But let's go on to the predictions. I'm getting waylaid, much like Jacob does on his shows, which Jim and I were lucky enough to be invited on with Jacob last night. And I literally left the show hurting from laughing so much. He's so funny, that guy. Had me in stitches. We had us both in stitches the whole... I don't know how long we was on, hour and a half, but it was an hour and a half well spent.
When he goes, he starts talking about something, and he just goes on a tangent about something else, and it's just hilarious. Sometimes I was lost with half of the show.
So anyone that hasn't subscribed to United Spurs of America, you've got to go over and sub to Jacob because he is so funny.
It's one of the funniest shows on YouTube, without any doubt.
Yeah,
and Bobby's show. What is it called?
Free Spurs Boys as well.
Bobby's show. Yeah, that show that's really funny, but I can't remember its name. Jimbo, what are you doing, mate?
Will you two stop flirting, please? For goodness sake.
Stop getting jealous, mate.
Sorry, I can't help it. That's my Jimbo.
What did he say, Kate? I switched off again.
Fucking hell, Jimbo.
Get a room.
This is unbelievable, Jimbo. I'm trying to back you up here, and this is how we're doing it.
First game of the weekend is tonight, live on Sky. It's Leicester versus Nottingham Forest, East Midlands derby. Forest sitting comfortably in 8th spot at the minute, picking up 13 points for them their first 8 games, and Leicester. They've started all right, and on the back of 2 wins versus Bournemouth and Southampton. For that reason, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm going for a 2-2 draw for this game. I think it should be a good open game. Jimbo, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I fancy a draw this one. I knew I didn't think Leicester would be down there too long. They've got some very experienced players, and they've got Vardy who's always going to, if he's managed properly, going to score goals for them. So I'm going to go with I think a 1-1 draw, Kate.
1-1 for Jimbo. I think it'd be a good game tonight. I'm actually quite looking forward to this one. Nick, what's your thoughts on this one?
I'm trying to decide whether I go the same score for every fixture again, or I'm going to go Friday night, same score, Saturday the same score, and Sunday's game's the same score. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna say it's going to be a 0-0 draw tonight.
Oh, that's boring. I hope that's not true. I want to see lots of goals. No, I think there'll be quite a few goals. A lot of people saying draws. A lot of people 2-1s coming in. Chang, what's your thoughts on this one?
Exactly what I flashed up earlier, 2-1. I'm expecting Leicester to carry on from where they left off last weekend at St. Mary's after their late comeback.
Chang, you've gone really quiet.
That's better. No, that's because he's on his microphone, not on the one where we can hear Kung Fu fighting.
What now?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Okay, so yeah, it's 2.
You've done him now. He's got the giggles.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'm predicting. So it's fine. It's fine. Nothing to apologize for. I'm predicting a 2-1 victory for Leicester City. Steve Cooper against his former club at the King Power. I believe they should be getting goals. Although I don't think they might keep a clean sheet. So yeah, I'm going for a 2-1 win for Leicester tonight.
Yeah, look, I think there's going to be a few goals. So any of those scores wouldn't surprise me, except for the 0-0. But then Nick has got a bit of form. So who am I to argue with the one who's top of the league or joint top of the league?
No, I'm top. I'm like Arsenal. I'm top of the league. Yeah. Chang's not joint with me. I've been top more than Chang. So just because you're joint on points means that I'm top, because that's how Arsenal fans' logic works.
Next up, we've got Villa versus Bournemouth. Villa been excellent so far this season, and they moved to the top of the Champions League on Tuesday after beating Bologna. They've lost once in all competitions, expected to keep their good form going. I have done a 3-1 Villa victory for this game. Mr. Chang, I'll come to you next. Are you expecting Villa to keep up their unreal form?
Yeah, I think this should be a game that they should be winning and winning comfortably. Although I don't see Bournemouth scoring at Villa Park, so I'm going to go for a 2-0. I'm going to go for a Villa win. It's going to be 2-0 to Villa.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout, that. Nick, what about yourself? Fancy Villa to carry on?
All my Saturday scores are going to be the same.
Right.
So I'm going 2-0 for all of them.
So do I not need to come to you every time?
No, because I'm going to go to the toilet as well.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Nick's going
and fill up my cup of Arsenal tears.
Not with your wee, though, I hope. So Nick's going to 2-0.
I'm not that crazy.
A 2-0 Villa win as well, same as Chang. Jimbo, what about yourself?
I would just want to say to Paul, he just put in there that Nick looks like a younger version of me with them glasses on. I wish you would put he looks like an older version of me. That would have really made me laugh.
That wouldn't have made Nick laugh, methinks. But go on, Jimbo. What do you think about this game?
I think I'm with you, Kate. I think it's going to be 3-1 to Villa. I want to give Villa a special mention here because Frankie, my best mate, supports Villa.
Big up, Frankie.
I think that they've done absolutely excellent to be at the top of that Champions League table. So big up to Villa.
Not only that, but people are questioning this strength in depth because of the competitions and that they might fall off, but they're just proving everyone wrong. And this is one of the reasons I rate Unai Emery so highly. I think he's an incredible manager. I really, really rate him highly. And I think what he's doing there is unbelievable.
Well, I think if Arsenal would have kept him, they would have won some stuff by now.
Yeah.
If they'd have stuck with him.
Frankie's probably sitting there going, oh, no, they've predicted Villa to win because we've been predicting them to draw and lose and they've been winning. Now we predict them to win, they'll probably lose. But big up, Frankie, every time. We love you. And, Villa literally looking a different gravy at the minute. So, big up, Simon. Says Arsenal thinks they're superior, but they're no different to Man U. Both only won one FA Cup in recent years. Didn't Man United win 2 trophies? Was the other one?
Yeah, they won the Carabao Cup as well.
Okay. Yeah, he is cooking. That is really a match made in heaven, Emery with Villa. It's one of those where you look at it. As soon as they got him, me and Jim rung Frankie and were like, wow, you've done a real good thing here. getting this guy on board, and it's proving to be a fantastic decision for them.
I think Arsenal pulled the trigger a bit too early on him, Kate. I really do.
Well, the fans wanted him out. They're good at that.
His European record is unbelievable.
Yeah. These are good days to be a Villa fan, and let's be fair, they've had a lot of bad days of recent years, fighting to stay up and going down and coming up. So I'm glad to see it. Good luck to him. You know, he's, like we say, our best friend, the whole family of Villa fans. So big up to Aston Villa.
Apart from one who's Man United.
Yeah, the glory hunter Perry. But I hope they lose when they play us. I will say that. So next up, we've got Brentford versus Ipswich. Ipswich still without, I don't think they've won yet, have they? In the Premier League. Brentford are still waiting for their first home clean sheet. Yeah, Ipswich are the highest ranked winless team in 17th position. Not going to be an easy game for them, but then there isn't an easy game in the Premier League. Nick's obviously going to go with 2-0. I'm going to go with 2-1 to Brentford. Jimbo, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm with you there again, Kate. 2-1. I fancy a 2-1 Brentford win.
Jimbo, we're just on the same wavelength, aren't we? We're just like do 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 do. Kate, he bottled the UEL final, embarrassed us. Was it him that bottled it, or was it your players? Was it Matt? Was it you? Oh, I'm just saying. Mr. Chang, Brentford versus Ipswich. How do you see this one going?
I'm going to go for a scrappy 1-0 win for Brentford. 1-0 win.
We can't hear you again.
Brentford.
I heard 1-0. Yeah.
Is my microphone better now? 1-0.
Yeah, that's better. So we've got 1-0. So we've all got Brentford to beat. Poor Ipswich. Bless them.
On Brentford Ipswich. I wasn't gone that long, was I?
Well, it's only the third game.
All right.
So no, you weren't gone that long.
We were talking about Villa.
Yeah, how good they're doing. 2-0 says Angus, 2-1 says Ed, 3-0 says Anthony Clark. Brentford 2, Ipswich 0, 2-1. Everyone predicting Brentford to win, which, to be fair, Ipswich haven't won yet. So, AFC Matt, do you win European competitions on a regular? So, what did Emery do that no other Arsenal manager has failed at, as well as winning the European trophy? Yeah, look, I'm quite glad they got rid of Emery and they've got Arteta, because Emery's a far better manager than Arteta. So, yeah, for me, it was a great decision. Chang looks like an older version of me, unless I scream way too much and lose my hair. Fair enough. Next up, we've got Brighton versus Wolves. Brighton literally flying high. Beat us 3-2, as we all unfortunately remember. But looking good this season. Their manager's doing good things with them. I've predicted a 3-0 Brighton win. Chang, come to you. What's your thoughts on Brighton versus Wolves?
It should be a Brighton win as well. I don't think Wolves are able to get a win against Brighton, so I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Brighton. A comfortable 2-0 win at home for Brighton over Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Right, very quiet, but I think you said 2-0 Brighton win. Am I right? Yes. Okay. So we've got a 2-0 Brighton win for Nick, obviously, because he's going 2-0 with all of them. A 2-0 for Chang, a 3-0 for me. Jimbo, Brighton.
You know what? I think it's going to be a hard game for Brighton. I really do. I don't think this is going to be an easy game. They just need a little bit of luck, Wolves, don't they, to go their way.
With a little bit of luck, we can make it through the night.
It's a hard one for me. I'm going to go with a draw, Kate.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. I really want to do Wolves to win because I think they're due a win, but I'm going to go with the draw. Because if Wolves were at home, I would have done them to win.
Wissa is back for Brentford as well. Which great player. And then he put, no, he's not. So he's not back. 3-0 Brighton, says Angus. Bloody hell, I'm agreeing with Angus. What's going on? 3-2 says Chrysandro to Brighton. 2-1 to Wolves, says Anthony Clark. 2-1 to Wolves again, says Vindaloo. 5-0 Brighton. 5-2 Brighton. 2-1 Wolves, says Ed. Emery had it. Oh, we've gone past him. We've gone past Emery. Yeah, that was with a little bit of luck, we can make it through the night. I don't know if that's Jamaican, but that's the song, and that's how they sing. So yeah.
That's not really how they sing, Kate, if I'm honest, but yeah, we'll let you off.
No, well, I was a little bit better than them, but you get the gist. Welbeck out. They were awful against Newcastle, really lucky to win. Well, we shall see. And Drula also thinking that Wolves are going to get the win. Yes, I know. That's why we've got cups of Arsenal tears everywhere. So, yeah, everyone's gone for a Brighton win. Jim's gone for a draw. It'd be kind of nice to see Wolves get a result because I think they've been kind of unlucky, but we shall see. We shall see. Next up, we have the champions versus Southampton. City, look, let's face it, this could get ugly for Southampton. They threw away a 2-0 lead at home to Leicester last weekend. City, Haaland's due to have a belter of a game. He's been quiet of late. Jim, are you expecting City to trounce Southampton in this game?
Yeah, I'm going with one of my favourite scores. I'm going to go 5-0.
Wow. 5-0 for Jimbo. To be fair, it could be anything, couldn't it? It could be a 1-0 and it could be a 10-0. It just depends who turns up. Nick, are you sticking with your 2-0 for City Southampton?
What, are we on Sunday now?
No, City Southampton is still Saturday, I believe. Yeah, it is.
2-0, yeah.
2-0. I'm going 3-0 Manchester City. Anthony Clark's going 10-0. I love it. Chang, what's your thoughts on this one?
I want to say it's going to be 4-0, but I'm going to go for 3-0. I'm going to stick with 3-0 for this one as well. City to win this by 3 goals to 0.
Yeah, I think, that's what I think as well. But like I say, it could really be anything, depending if Haaland's got his scoring boots on. Everton versus Fulham is the next game. Everton, more optimism around them now. They're on a run of 4 games without defeat. However, Fulham have also looked quite solid of late. So I am going to do Everton to win this one 2-1. Jimbo, what's your thoughts?
I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw, Kate.
Well, you love a Desmond.
I can't see anything but a draw in this game, if you want to know the truth.
I want a draw. I was close, but I thought, no, you know what? At home, I think Everton are going to nick it. So obviously, Nicolas is going with 2-0 because he's, predictable. Drula's going with the same as me, 2-1. Mr. Chang, what do you make? Oh, 2-0 Fulham, says Anthony Clark. What do you make of this one, Mr. Chang?
Exactly what Chrysandro and Mark CFC have predicted here. I'm going to go for a 1-0 draw.
1-1 draw.
Sorry, 1-1 draw. 1-1 draw. Not 1-0.
1-0 draw. I thought I was talking to Paddy for a minute. That was a little bit Irish there.
1-0, 1-0.
1-0 draw. Okay. It's Desmond no more. It's now fondly known as Daigle. Ah, okay. City will lose 1-0, by the way. Matt, keep taking the hopium, mate. That's all I'm going to say. Now we're on to Sunday, and the first game on Sunday is the Chavs versus the Geordies. We have got Chelsea versus Newcastle. I think this is a really hard game to predict. Jim, I'm going to come to you first. What do you think in this one? Big up Ben and Sim as well, who says now Barry has his glasses on.
Don't big them up. Now Spen's come in and giving me shade.
Tell him to watch Emerson Royale's performance.
I'll tell you what, you better watch your X account, Sunshine, yeah?
But yes, Emerson
I'm going to go another draw, Kate. I'm going to go another 2-2.
Oh my God. 2-2 for Jimbo. Nick, are you changing your score lines for the Sunday games?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to do home win, away win, home win, away win, because obviously that's the way it's gonna roll. I'm going 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea.
And 3-1 West Ham. And then we'll see when we get to Tottenham, Palace, Liverpool, Arsenal. So.
Okay. I'm going to go 2-1 for this. Mr. Chang, Chelsea, Newcastle. What do you think for this one?
I think it's going to be a narrow 1-0 win. Not a 1-0 draw, but a 1-0 win. This is going to be a 1-0 for Chelsea over Newcastle.
Okay. Paddy has just sent me one of the best messages I've ever received in my life.
I can't believe that. I can't believe that for a second.
Look at these lookalikes. Look, Jim from the guy from Up, and there's I don't know who that is.
From the guy from Up. Yes, it's when they're old and when they're
he's young.
You know what, Paddy? Go fuck yourself, yeah?
Though, look at the resemblance. Paddy, you legend. I'm going to have to use that on one of my thumbnails for sure. I just love it.
No, you can't because you don't have my permission, Kate. So there you go.
I don't need it. I'm bigger time than you.
Yeah, you do.
I'll take that. I'll sue your ass.
What's your Twitter account as well, Kate? Coming for you.
Question: with Barry's fancy glasses, can he teach us how to become a bingo pro?
I'm rubbish at bingo rinketic. Move on.
So I get really stressed out and I just start pressing all the buttons. I can't do it. Jimbo looks better. Oh, look at Vindaloo flirting with my husband again. What's going on? I'm going to leave the Palace Spurs game for now. So we'll come back to that shortly. West Ham versus Manchester United. Nick's obviously going for a 3-1 West Ham win.
Yeah.
Unbelievable scenes. Chang, West Ham United. How on earth do you see this one going? This is another difficult one.
I think I'm going to go for a draw here. As much as I want to see United lose, or rather, as much as I want to see both teams lose, not just United, as much as I want to see both teams lose, I think a draw would actually do us a lot of good. And this is one game which I will go for a 1-1 draw. It's going to be
That's
one
exactly what I've done, Chang. 1-1 draw. I can't see there being a lot of goals, and I just think they both might nick a goal. But big up, Nippon. Good to see you. Jimbo, are you going for another Desmond? How do you see this one going? You're muted.
I was thinking 1-1 the same, Kate, but I don't have to change it or not. I've got to go with what I think, and I think it's going to be a 1-1.
Yeah. Yeah. 1-1 West Ham game. They were just so bad against us. But then again, Man United only just edged a win against Brentford.
Yeah, you've got to look at it. You've got to look at it. A team like West Ham have got some really exceptional players, right? They're not going to keep playing bad. They are going to kick in and have some good games sooner or later.
Yeah, there is that. And Man United obviously drew with Fenerbahce yesterday. So the second biggest game of the weekend, Arsenal versus Liverpool. Obviously, Arsenal and Liverpool both got 1-0 wins in the Champions League midweek. Arsenal are going to be without Saliba, Odegaard and Saka, whilst Calafiori and Timber are major doubts. This will be a massive win.
Saka is back in training, isn't he?
I don't know. It'll be a statement win if Liverpool win, obviously, making it 12 wins out of 13 in all competitions. Jimbo, obviously, Arsenal are at home, but without some key players. How do you see this one going?
I can't see nothing but a Liverpool win here, right? But I don't think it's going to be an easy win. I think it's going to be difficult. I think that Arsenal are going to really sit back and try and catch them on the break. I don't think they'll attack Liverpool. If they do, I think they get their asses spanked. So I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool. Nick, what do you fancy for this one?
I'm going the other way. 3-1. 3-1 Liverpool, 3-1 Spurs.
Wow. I've actually gone for a Desmond Tutu for this one. I think Arsenal are just going to sneak and draw the little rascals, but I hope I'm wrong and Liverpool win. Chang, what about yourself?
For fear of getting booted out for the second consecutive preview show, I'm not going to go for a Woolwich win. I'm going to go for a draw as well. 1-0 draw.
I was just going to boot you out then, because I thought you was going for a Woolwich win. I thought, no, I can't have it. But you just redeemed yourself, Chang, with the draw.
1-0 draw. Yep.
Okay, we'll let you have that. But Saka and Timber are back. Is that definitely confirmed? When I read yesterday, it said that
I saw Saka. They were talking about Saka being back in training, but you got to remember as well. I don't think he'd just stick him straight in. I'd be surprised if he does.
Oh yeah, Saka update. It does say looks like he could be back. It does look like he could be back. That Tomiyasu never seems to be bloody fit. I don't know what Arsenal fans think, but he never seems to be fit to me. Every time I look, he's injured. I'm so glad we didn't buy him. That's all I'm going to say about that. 3-1 Arsenal, says Matt. 3-1 Liverpool, says Drew. La la. Whilst we're on all about cartoon characters, Bobby Kay is the head of Apu in The Simpsons. Oh my god, that's so funny.
Funny.
Yeah, big up Luke Talksball. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Our record versus Liverpool is really good, so we could win. Well, of course you could win. You could also lose. That's what football's all about. You could also draw, funnily enough. We'll have to just wait and see. Yogi Bear's here. Saka is available but isn't present in training. Okay. Saka is out. Kate's boot strikes again. 2-0 Liverpool. Bobby coming back with Paddy. If you want to speak about real life cartoon characters, I hope you get paid for being the inspiration behind Tinky Winky on Teletubbies, you tubby wanker. Tommy can get gone. Yeah, he's never fit. Luca, listen, quite happy for you to come in, but don't try and steal my viewers. That's all I'm going to say. That is a bit naughty. So I'm putting you in a timeout for misbehaving. Great teams up their levels towards Christmas and go on great runs. Yeah.
Not Arsenal.
Yeah. Mikel's playing mind games. I don't think Mikel's got the mind to play mind games.
Is he playing mind games with himself?
Ooh, yeah. Arteta only knows dark arts, not mind games. Big up Robbie, says, big up Kate, Jim, Chang, Nick, and all in the chat. Working this morning and was 2 centimetres away from being set alight by flaming coal. No better way to calm down and relax than watching the perfect match. Oh dear, Robbie, where are you? Where do you work? And what happened?
Robbie, you shouldn't be walking across the coal. I keep telling you, trying to do these things.
Please be careful.
I genuinely can't see for the moment.
Nippon's going for 3-1. West Ham to beat Manchester United. Zinchenko left back, Salah is going to destroy him. Yeah, if Zinchenko plays, I think they could be in a little bit of trouble, not going to lie. Moving on to Tottenham, Ange Postecoglou has come out and said that Heung-min Son is highly unlikely to be available to play at the weekend. There is talks that a lot of people are saying Udogie needs a rest, possibly play Ben Davies at left back. Jim, what's your thoughts? Is he going to make changes for the Palace game? Does Udogie need to get a rest?
No, he's a young lad. He's fit as a fiddle. No, he doesn't need to. He can. He's got a rest now, hasn't he? How many days? So Thursday to Sunday. He's got Friday, Saturday. So no, I think he'll start him. I want to see Spence a bit more. I really do.
Yeah,
he's injured.
Spence's injured, is he?
He got a knock in training, I think.
I was in my fantasy team, and it said he's got a red exclamation mark, so he's not playing.
I don't think it's anything bad, is it? No, not the way Ange was talking. Anyway, no, I don't think.
Well, apparently, I've just read. Sorry, just in. Ange Postecoglou has confirmed Jed Spence will be back in first team training next week. So, he is on the mend. Thank goodness.
All right, yeah, I want to see a bit more of him. I've really enjoyed what I've seen of him so far. What do you want my score?
You can give me your score now if you want, my love.
I'm not really worried Sonny's out. We've shown that we can perform without him. So I'd rather they took their time with him and got him back properly because he's an important player for us than just rushing him back. We've done that too much in the past. So, but I'm going to go with the clean sheet again. Right, I think we'll get a clean sheet, and I think we'll win 4-0.
I nearly choked on my cold cup of tea with your confidence brimming there, Jim. I hope you're right. I do hope you're right. Nick, if Sonny is out, who starts it on the left?
Mikey Namor.
Mikey Namor.
Mikey Moore, for me, Mikey Moore has to start on Sunday.
I agree.
There is no. I genuinely think if we have not seen the meltdown of all meltdowns with this fan base, if the other person that started yesterday starts and Mikey Moore doesn't, there will be a catastrophic meltdown. So for me, there is only it. I think Basuma's going to come back in. Johnson will start. Mikey Moore and Dominic Solanke up front, and then we'll have Porro, Van der Ven, Romero, and Udogie. Obviously, Van der Ven and Romero. I know if someone's going to go, well, Van der Ven doesn't play right back. I was just saying the names because that was it. So I think that'll be it, and Big Vic in goal. So yeah, I think that will be the likely team, and that's it. There should be no discussion. We saw what we saw last night. Kids young, the kids hungry. I've not seen a winger go down that line and take players on for a very, very long time, and that was exceptional. And we will want to see more of that. So
yeah, I mean, Odebert, does he play on the left?
Yeah.
I think he'd start personally, but I mean, you could have Richarlison on the left, but I'd love to see Mikey get some minutes. Yeah, he did play near enough. Did he play the full match last night or did he come off? I can't remember if he came off late.
Who came off? Yeah, he came off, because Wilson came in.
Yeah, that's right. So, he's a young lad. I'm sure he could do it, but I just don't think he'll start. But as long as it's not, as Aaron says, as long as it's not Werner, he's got other options. So if he chooses to go Werner, I might shave my hair off.
I think, and I hate. I would even say I'd start Richarlison, and I don't rate Richarlison. So
no, I agree. He's still an upgrade on Werner, I'm afraid. Shane, what do you think? Who do you think is going to play, and what's your score prediction?
The back five picks itself: Vicario and the usual back four of Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie, and Porro. As for our midfield trio, I think it's going to be Madison, Kulusevski as number 6 or number 8. Probably Benton. No, not Benton Krug. Benton Krug can't be playing because he started last night. So I'm going to go for Bissouma, Madison, and Kulusevski to make up our midfield three. And the centre forwards definitely going to be Solanke. The right winger is Brennan Johnson. The left winger now, that's the big question hanging over everyone's head. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's gonna be Odebert starting because he was rested and Mikey was the one who played the majority of last night. Although it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be surprising if Mikey Moore gets his first full Premier League debut. He starts on Sunday, but my head tells me that it's gonna be Odebert who plays on the left come Sunday.
And what's your score prediction, Chang?
I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Spurs. I really do hope we keep a clean sheet, but seeing as how we conceded to West Ham rather cheaply last Saturday, it's going to be very difficult for us to keep a clean sheet come Sunday, but I can only hope and pray that we do. But yeah, I think 2-1 should be a practical and logical outcome to this match.
Yeah, I've predicted 2-1 Spurs as well. I think it'll be tight, probably be difficult to watch at times. I know a few people in the chat saying Werner starts. I just can't see it. I literally just can't see him starting Werner. I don't agree with Paul Pablo saying Mikey Moore was anonymous first half and then had a good 20 minutes in the second half. I think you need to rewatch the game. He was phenomenal in the second half and bossed that left wing to the point where they had to actually change their player and substitute him because Mikey Moore was running rings around him. So I think maybe you need to watch it. I assume you are a Spurs fan, but some Spurs fans just looking for something to moan about, even when there isn't anything. But yeah, I thought it was magnificent. Vindaloo says, what's the one thing you've seen what Ange has done differently since Brighton? I give you a clue based on defence. But he's not inverting the fullbacks as much. And I think his in-game management's improved. Jim,
the line weren't so high last night either. Which I did say on the pump up that if it's a really high line, I think we're going to be in a bit of trouble. And he's subbing better as well. His subs are a lot better. He's doing them more at the right times and the right players. But let's not just put all the praise on Ange. Let's say the players have stepped up.
Yeah. Nick, have you seen Ange? Do you think Ange has learned from Brighton? Have you seen him do different things? Do you think?
Well, yeah, we won, so he did do something different. So, I mean, I'm not a aficionado footballing knowledge of all everything. So for me, we changed something and we won the game. So that's it. Maybe drop them back 5 to 10 yards a little bit further. I don't know. I'm not sitting there with a ruler. I'm just watching the game and enjoying it. So if I'm allowed to, that is.
Look, you're right. I agree with what you're saying. When he switched over, it was massive. But I think to say he was only good, what I was saying was to say he was only good in the 20 minutes in the second half is not true. I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks it, but I didn't think he was just good for 20 minutes. I thought he was good for the majority of the game.
Yeah, he was all right in the first half. He was making a few mistakes, but it not being his natural side. But second half, I thought he was really, really good.
Yeah, there is that. We didn't have Van der Ven. We didn't have the speed on the pitch, so maybe that's why.
I said that, Anthony, that on the pump up show, that with the players we had out there, we couldn't have such a high line, and they didn't seem as high yesterday. So,
but yeah, I mean, you're right. If he starts Werner on Sunday, I can't even imagine the absolute meltdown that will follow.
You know what? I'm sat there, and there'll be a meme. There'll be the Ant and Deck meme with the old in your ear or whatever it is on Saturday Night Takeaway, and it'll be like start Werner just for bants. And he'll start them just for bants because he'll be like, he'll be sat there going, "What can I do?" He'll be sat there going, "What can I do?" That's going to cause another monumental meltdown in this fan base. I'm going to start Werner on Sunday just for bants.
Yeah. Leo's going to Leyton Orient versus Blackpool while he's down. Excellent. Enjoy, Leo. He 1,000,000% should have scored that header. That pass from Timo Werner was beautiful, but inexperience, nerves could have all contributed to that. In the second, was it the second half or was it just before the break when Mikey Moore did that run through the middle of the pitch and passed it perfectly to Brennan Johnson, who didn't score? I can't remember what minute it was, but that run that he did and then that pass was absolutely beautiful. Vindaloo says the wing backs are not running wide. They're going to the middle of the pitch, allowing the crosses to come in and covering the spaces, not allowing the attackers to come in. He got that from Arsenal. Oh, shut up.
Oh, Vindaloo, you were doing so well until that last sentence.
Exactly. Well, I forgot to do this one. Who was Spurs' best player yesterday? So I know SofaScore gave our man of the match to Destiny. Chang, who would you have as your man of the match for the game yesterday?
It's going to be either one of Madison or Mikey Moore for his sake, for the benefit of the young lad making his first full debut for Spurs at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, I'm going to give it to Mikey Moore, because that was an exceptional performance by Mikey Moore yesterday night.
Yeah. Nick, what about yourself? Who would you give as man of the match yesterday?
I mean, no one really covered themselves in glory apart from Mikey Moore. I'm not sure.
That's incorrect.
What?
That's incorrect.
Well, you didn't let me finish.
Fraser Forster covered himself in glory
Yeah,
yesterday.
Fraser Forster.
Well, if you let me finish, Jimbo, instead of interrupting me, you're not my ex-wife, yeah? Don't talk to me like my ex-wife, otherwise you're going to get fire coming your way.
I switch off like her.
Yeah. Well, switch off now, will you? So I don't think anyone covered themselves in glory. Fraser Forster did well. He came in and made some saves, which I was shocked at, to be fair. I was disappointed in Maddison. I thought he had a chance again to kind of take control of the game being captain. But it just seems like, unless Son's there as captain, and even sometimes it's like that captain's armband seems to like it's like what the kryptonite of their powers. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like with Sonny, it doesn't seem like when Sonny's not or hasn't been captain in previous seasons, he's been flying. Romero against Brighton was just shocking. I wasn't that impressed. I thought Maddison had a kind of point to prove, and then he didn't really do it. So, but look, Mikey Moore, 100% standout performance. I don't see there, as in the standout. Fraser Forster probably the next one, and then after that, who cares? We won 3 points. So.
Sorry, my cat has just literally psyched out and freaked out and run across my feet because the window cleaner's here and he's cleaning the windows, and Ralph literally just shit himself because all I can see is this broom. So it made me jump. But anyway, I didn't hear a word you said, Nick, but I'm sure it was
whatever. You can zone out like Jimbo as well. Fuck's sake.
Jimbo, who was your man of the match yesterday?
Well, look. I'm going to give my man of the match to Forster. I thought Mikey Moore was brilliant in the second half for more than 20 minutes, but I'm with Paul Pablo on. He said Forster. I'm going to give it to Forster because he kept us in the game without any shadow of a doubt, and I think he took a lot of stick when his name went on the team sheet. A lot of people were giving him stick, saying, "Oh, we're going to lose. We're going to do this." I didn't want to mention it was you because you're my wife, but yeah, you did. But I thought he was outstanding. I thought he did really well. And I did say before the game, there's experience counts for something, and he's got a lot of that. So I'm going to give it to the keeper.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent. I'm going to stick with what I said on Jacobs last night. I thought Bergvall was excellent. And a lot of people said that they don't think he was, but I thought he was brilliant, considering he's quite inexperienced. I thought he had a really good game. So I would give it to Bergvall. But massive shout out to Forster, because when I saw him in the team lineup, I thought, well, that's us cattled, especially when I saw the line in front of him. I thought we got no chance. So I can see Matt giving it large that his their child and Moan has scored goals, but Mikey Moore hasn't yet. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll just see. We'll just sit back and watch. We'll just sit back and watch and see what happens. What's the situation with Archie Gray? I understand Tottenham are looking to loan him out in the January window to aid his development. I've not heard that at all. I've heard fans talk about it. Has anyone read or heard that?
What's that, Kate? I missed that.
That Tottenham are looking to loan out Archie Gray.
Yeah, there was. It was. I don't think Tottenham have said it. There was a suggestion that maybe Tottenham should loan him out to get him some game time. But I don't think Tottenham have come out and said it. I think it was someone on TV or radio that said it.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen so many fans move their anger from Brennan Johnson now to Archie Gray, saying that he's not good enough and that we've bought this kid and he's crap. And give the guy a chance. I didn't think he did anything wrong yesterday. He's still learning his trade. It's not like he'd done anything really bad. Why can't we as fans just back our team and support our team and wait and see how they develop?
Well, the thing is, Kate, we're 8 games in, right? He's not really had a good chance, and people want to get him out of the club, you know, for whatever reason. Let's keep him the whole season and let Ange bed him in, you know, which he will do, and see where we go from there.
So apparently Seville are interested with Archie Gray. He doesn't want to play it right back as a DM. He's playing out position. Well, he played that position for Leeds as well. So, you know, let's just wait and see.
What is there? What is this waffle that Matt's talking about? About Nweri or whatever his name is, because he scored 2 goals against. Because he scored 2 goals against Bolton. Is that what you're doing, Matt? Is that what you're talking about? Okay.
And Matt also said you'll get slaughtered if you say anything bad about your kid, which is nonsense. I'm not of the opinion that you can't criticise players, but what I don't like is when Tottenham fans tell us don't get excited, don't put too much pressure on this kid. I'm pretty sure Mikey Moore does not sit and watch this channel or any of our channels. So if we want to sit here and say we think he looks mustard, then we're allowed. If we're wrong, we'll say, oh, we was wrong. But most youths that come through the Spurs team, such as Troy Parrott and Dane Scarlett, I look at and go, yeah, they're all right, but they haven't got it. I am putting my neck on the line and saying this kid has got it. I think he is going to be a superstar. And if I'm wrong, then you can all tell me I'm wrong. But don't tell me I can't say it, because the more you tell me I can't say it, the more I am going to say it, and that's me. So yeah. And if someone
why are you comparing your youngsters to our youngsters? You know, they haven't even developed properly yet.
Exactly.
We don't know where they're going, each one of them. I mean, it's just pathetic, really. It's just like, I don't know how old you are, Matt, but it's like childish stuff to me.
Okay, 5 goals and 1 assist in the England under-19s. Great.
Yeah, exactly.
Daniel Levy watches. He watches you, Leo, because he's your mate.
Yeah, he's friends with Leo. I've got to speak to the certain Mr. Mickey Hazard. There, I mentioned him. Bingo! Before you come over, Leo, to check that we're still all right to meet with Ledley, which I am so excited about. Literally can't wait. So you can get your picture. Sorry, that was 2 name drops. I might do another one in a minute. I'm not sure. I have been a Tottenham fan for a long time, back to Jimmy Greaves. We had played back in the alley. Dick, who was like Mikey Moore, but he never made it. Ali Dick. I've never heard of him. Has anyone else?
No, with a name like that, it maybe just as well he never made it.
Big up, Rodney Roberts. Haven't seen you for ages, my lovely. How are you? And look, member for 7 months as well. Hope you're well. Any of you going to City on Wednesday?
No.
No. What a terrible.
I'm away next week.
Yeah, Nick's not even coming on the show next week.
Touch of the Kaufmans I've got next week.
Yeah, going on his hollybobs. The City game is such a bad time. There's just no way I was going to travel down and go to that. So no, we are at the Ipswich game, but not the City game. Yes, it is Nick, Leo. It is the same, Matt. Well done, Kate. You've been here an hour and only your second name drop. Can see therapy is working. Jimbo, mate, I agree. Very sad for a fan base to compare to 2 17-year-olds who have barely played any senior football, but that's how they roll.
I just think let them develop in their own clubs, right? I think that the Arsenal guy, what's his name, Nawari or something. I think what I've seen of him, he looks a decent player, and I think that Gray is going to be a decent player as well. But just let's let them develop and see where they end up.
Yeah. I thought Ange might have done a press conference today, but he hasn't. I don't know why, unless it's later. I don't know what this new thing is about comparing players. Your fan base are comparing him to your mum.
No, we're not comparing him.
No, I think someone said that. Someone said that in the chat, and that was tongue in cheek as well. I don't think
it's a bit like Madders comparing him to Neymar. I don't think he really meant it.
He said he never meant it.
Yeah, I think he was just joking. Yeah. Tongue in cheek, but you know, people just don't get sarcasm and comedy anymore. What can I say? But yeah, that's it. I don't think there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember what it was.
Matt, it's nothing about it suiting my agenda, right? Because you never see me compare players. Very, very rarely I do it because I see people comparing. For a long time last season, it was Foden and Saka. And they're both great players in their own right. So to compare them, I don't think there's.
There's no comparison, Jimbo, is there, for a start?
Well, I don't think they're similar in players anyway. I think they play completely different, and I think they're both great players in their own right. So you never see me compare players like that. That's for sure.
We haven't had a midfielder this good since Jack Wilshere. That's a bold statement. Don't ever tell me our players big up our fans big up our players. But I will say I don't rate Jack Wilshere anyway. I always thought he was a bit shit.
But it's still a bit premature to say that, Kate, when he hasn't really had the game time, has he? They've seen him once or twice, and he looks good. Like we've seen more a few times, and he looks good. But to start playing him with seasoned professionals that have been around the game for years, I think he's a bit premature.
Yeah. Going on to this quickly before we finish, do you think, Chang, there's a chance Liverpool could win the league? Everyone kind of, I certainly expected there to be a bit of a drop off, but they're looking good.
I think the biggest test for them will be on Sunday. If they can beat Arsenal at home, then yes, they have a very good chance of that. Although I still think it's just the new manager bounce. We will know. I think we will see more come January if they are still leading the table. Beyond February, then yes, there's a very good shot, but I think it's still very early days, much as it is very early days in the predictions table. Anything can happen, but it's good to see them picking up from where Jurgen Klopp left off. Yeah, they have a good chance, but I think it's still far too early to say, but yeah, they are on the right track. I would say this about Liverpool and Arne Slot. They are on the right track to, at the very least, finishing top 2, maybe even champions for that matter.
Yeah. Nick, do you think they could win it? I know it is early. It's only 8
I
games
said,
in.
look, I think I predicted they were going to win the League Cup, maybe, or the FA Cup. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, you did predict them to win a cup. I remember that.
I think they'll be. They're doing what they didn't do under Klopp in terms of keeping the ball possession wise. They're keeping hold of the ball more. They're not trying, suicidal passes and trying to, do that Hail Mary gun ball that very rarely comes off. So, look, it's interesting. So, but they're playing good football. They did well against Chelsea, and Chelsea almost disappeared on Sunday. And look, Jota's injured now, and it'll be interesting to see what happens from that point of view. But Curtis Jones playing well, which no one predicted. They've got you got McAllister, who's won the World Cup. Salah goes without saying. I mean, I was even impressed with Darwin Núñez, considering normally can't hit a Ballon d'Or. He's like their Timo Werner. But yeah, look, I'm impressed. Obviously, I get to see a lot of the Liverpool games because of Laura and Max. So look, they're playing good football. And sometimes playing good football doesn't get you the results. If we look at some of our games, the Leicester and the Newcastle and stuff like that, but look, they're definitely in the conversation. They're more in the conversation than those Muppets up the road or down the road or wherever they want to claim they're from. And they're playing decent football. It's a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool have a chance. I think Villa do too, says Ed M. Jim, do you see Villa being in the title race? Like give it, say we're on 18, 20 games, you think Villa will still be there?
Well, I got to keep consistent, with what I say. And I think if they're in the top 4 and they're there or thereabouts, you've got to give them a chance, because football's a strange thing. You never know what could happen. So yes, Villa could. I'm not saying they're going to, but they could. But I think, I've watched football a long time, and Liverpool are always a team that are hard to beat for anybody. Over the years, they're always very, very consistent, Liverpool. And I can't see them losing many games this season, Kate. I think that they're Arne Slot, I said this the other day, Arne Slot walked into a very established team, and he's a very good manager. Right, it was just how quick he could get his philosophy over to them, and I don't think that he's massively different to Klopp. I think that he's more of a calming influence than Klopp is. He seems to be more calm than Klopp, and I think they've got a huge chance of winning this Premiership. Massive. I said the other day, didn't I? I don't think Liverpool lose 2 games on a row in any competition. I don't see it. I just think that I think they're a phenomenal team, and they've got a very good manager in Slot. So yeah, I think that they've got a massive chance of winning it.
Yeah, Paul Pablo. I think I know the history of Tottenham, but I don't know every player, and I've never heard of Ali Dick. But every day's a school day, and I now know that he was the youngest player to ever play in the first team. So thanks for that.
Well, Paul, I have to admit, I mean, I've been supporting Tottenham 50 odd years, and I hadn't heard of him. But then again, my brain has gone a bit aggled the last few years.
Last couple of questions. 1-word answers. Who's going to score more goals this season, Jimbo, Solanke or Kai Havertz?
No, not even a question for me. It's going to be Solanke.
Nick?
Sorry, is this a serious question from Angus or what?
It could be a trick question.
Like what are we doing here? Angus, what are you doing here, mate? Do you think anyone on this panel is going to say Kai Havertz? It's going to be more of them, and more of them.
Yeah. So, Chang, are you of the same agreement? Solanke's going to score more?
Absolutely no question about it.
Yeah, I think it's a resounding yes. But apparently, according to Angus, that makes us delusional.
All right. Well, we'll see at the end of the season, won't we?
Solanke was the 3rd top goal scorer in a Bournemouth team last season. When Havertz eventually goes on this barren run, Arsenal fans will come out the woodworks again crying that they've got no number 9.
They're already doing it, Daniel. They're already doing it.
Yeah. Matt even saying Havertz will have more service, but Solanke's more clinical. Angus, I think you need to just, I don't know, give your head a wobble. And I've got a question here from Vindaloo as well, which hopefully is a more sensible question. Where do you see Tottenham finishing? Because you said 7th at the start of the season. Have you changed your mind on recent performances? Jimbo, Kate, Nick, your thoughts, and Chang. I'm sticking with 7th, but I'm hoping that it's 7th with a European trophy. That's what I'm hoping. But maybe 6th. But for now, I'm going to stick with 7th place. I'm not flip-flopping from that. Jimbo, where do you think we'll finish? 4th.
4th. I'm going to stick with Tottenham finishing in the top 4.
So who do we replace? Aston Villa?
I don't care. I don't think Arsenal is going to finish in the top 4. So
I love it.
I'm going to go Tottenham to finish in the top 4. I'm not going to go against what I said at the beginning of the season. I'm going to stick to it. Don't like to divert from what I say. So 4th.
Love it. Nick, what about you?
I can't remember. Did I say 7th or 8th? I can't remember what I said.
I think you said 7th, same as me.
Yeah. So yeah, look, I'm the same with Kate. 7th with a trophy. I'm more than happy with that. I don't think. I think that there's a lot of, when you look at the teams above us, it's so tight, and there's you look at other teams that haven't, the top 4 is not the top 4 anymore. That it's down to about eight, probably, even maybe a little bit more than 8 teams that can finish kind of anywhere from, I would say, 3rd downwards, right? So yeah, it's not where it used to be in terms of 2-horse races, 3-horse races, and everything else, right? I think it's too, because you get results like the Forest Liverpool game, right? Forest go and beat Liverpool at Anfield. No one was predicting that. And I guess if you're Arsenal, no one was predicting you to lose to Bournemouth. So, there's I did. I got it right. So
you did.
Just there, Vindaloo. I don't know if you remember, you were saying give it some, so I gave it some. So I thought I'd just drop that in there. And you let me down, Arsenal, because I said 2-1. So you couldn't even score to get me 3 points. So if I lose the predictions by 2 points, it's Arsenal's fault. Yeah?
Yeah. According to Angus, Villa are going to finish above us as well. Mr. Chang, what's your thoughts? We've got anything from 4th to 16th at the minute. Big up Benji as well. But where do you see us finishing this year?
I'm going to stick with my 5th prediction. I'm going to stick with us finishing 5th. I also expect us to pick up a trophy. I really do hope it's the Europa League if it guarantees us Champions League next season. But yeah, 5th is still my prediction come end of the season. And here's to us getting a European trophy.
Yeah, let's hope so. I do you know what? I'm with Paddy. I'll take any finish as long as I don't get relegated and walk away with a European trophy. That would be.
I wouldn't, Kate. I wouldn't, because
I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. But if we win the European trophy, we get into the Champions League anyway.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've got to think that we don't want to finish down there. We want to be a consistent team, and a consistent team, we need to be higher up.
To be fair, I don't think there's any chance that we're going to finish that low. But what I'm saying is I would rather us sacrifice. We ain't going to win the Premier League. So I'd rather us sacrifice finishing too high up in the table to just go all out to win the Europa League. And look,
why not want both?
Because we can't win the league this year, darling.
Yeah, we can still finish in a really good position.
Yeah, but what's the point? If we finish 4th, but if we win the Europa League, we get Europe anyway. We get.
Yeah, I know, but it's not saying what's the point, Case, because we want to see our team do well and be a consistent team. We won't be a consistent team if we finish lower down in the league.
I agree with what you're saying, but at the same time, Jim, our squad is only so deep. So my thing is focus your efforts on winning the Europa League. Angus is laughing, saying you're winning, not winning. Let me tell you something, Angus. Now, we've got more chance of winning Europa than you ever winning the Champions League, mate. I don't know why you give it so much.
We've got more chance of winning the Europa League than they ever winning anything.
Angus, you seem to think you're like Man City, the way you give it with so much chest, and yet your team very rarely wins anything anymore.
Yeah, so, I think he needs to sit down with Vindaloo and learn some things off Vindaloo.
Yeah, I think so too. My Christmas wish is for Tottenham to get relegated. See, that's the difference between me and you, Anthony Clark. I would actually miss the North London derbies if you got relegated. I'd rather West Ham and Chelsea get relegated than Arsenal. But that's just me. Even though I hate your lot, I don't want them to be relegated. Jim, I could not care about the league if it means winning a trophy. We won't win the league and no one remembers second. Paddy,
it's not about Paddy.
Exactly from what I was thinking.
It's not about that, right? It's about us becoming a really consistent, strong team, right? So we want to do well on all fronts, and that's the way we should be thinking. You know, I want to win a trophy more than anything, right? But we still need to be a consistent team and finish up the league as well. And we've got to build a squad where we can do that. That's what Ange needs to do.
Yeah. For Jim, if you have the chance of top 4 or European Cup like Villa last year, what are you going to go for?
I go the European Cup, of course. Yeah, of course I do. I want us to win trophies, but I also want us to finish up as high as possible in the league. But if everybody just leaves Ange to do his job, I think we'll get both.
Yeah, Destiny's right. It took Arsenal 20 years to make the Champions League final, took Spurs 3 years. Just saying. When you come up against a good team, bore off, Angus. Bore off. I did see you yesterday saying just how deluded our fan base is. But, you know, I'm not going to say anymore.
Being a football fan, right, it's about being delusional and about being excited and about believing that your team's going to win things. Otherwise, there's no point, is there? If you're just going to sit there and think, we're going to lose this game, we ain't going to win this cup, what's the point? There's no point in watching your team. There's no point in supporting the team. It's about being a bit delusional and hoping and wishing that you're going to do something. That's the whole point of being a football fan, of being any sports fan.
Fiona, this is how I feel. We all want that, Jim, but if it comes to resting players for a league match or a cup quarter final, I'd rather rest them in the league. That's what I was trying to get across.
I agree with that, right, Kate? But I want the players that come in when we play them, right, to do well and make us a consistent team. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah. Paddy, we are winning the quad and F them all. Chang, thanks as always for coming on. Apart from returning on Monday to see how our predictions have done, are you anywhere over the weekend?
Can I just interrupt there 1 second before we go on to people's last things? Just look, Anthony Clark, right? Jimbo, what's the point of going to the Champions League if you have no chance of winning it? Just like Arsenal, it's for the big boys, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Well, we actually got to the final, Anthony Clark, and I think I still stick to that. If they hadn't given that stupid penalty, which wasn't a penalty, we would have had a good chance of winning that game. It kind of knocked the confidence and give Liverpool the lift they needed. So if you want to talk about Champions League, in recent years we've been to the final.
Exactly. Right, Chang. Now Jim said what he wanted to say. Apart from Monday when you're back on here for the Premier League review or recap, are you doing anything over the weekend?
So I'm trying to work out yet another live watch along, either on LTL Cockerel or over on Two Sides of the Pitch podcast with Mr. Colin Slithers for the Palace game. And then after that match, I might just pop up over on Spurs Diehards, Tottenham Till I Die with Mr. Adrian Stroker, Mr. Ian Meth, and also Queen Ellie. That will be on Sunday night. So yeah, that's my next 48 hours fully booked on Sunday for the live watch along and also for the Spurs Diehards podcast.
Excellent. Well, thank you as always for coming on, Chang. Nick, obviously you're not here with us next week. You're going off gallivanting.
Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot be with you and most of the wonderful people in the chat. I'm not here Monday and I'm not here Friday. So I am away in Butlins, Bognor Regis, tearing it up, signing autographs, photo opportunities. You know, that's unfortunately when you're this big time, this is what you got to do. So yeah, I will work out some way of watching the Man City result win.
Yeah,
and,
I'll have to still get your predictions off you and add them
yeah,
up.
I'll send them through. And AJ, if you're going to come on Monday, you ain't claiming the glory, mate, because you didn't predict shit. Yeah, let's just remember that. Yeah, so when you're watching this back, because I know you thought you weren't going to be here, when you watch it back, it isn't down to you. Those predictions came from my brain and my mouth.
Exactly. Big up, Leo. We love you too. Have a nice day at work. Jesus, Nick's lost so much weight, he's disappeared. Oh, it's okay. He's just left the chair. That did tickle me, Paddy. Jimbo, Arsenal got to the Champions League final, played the best team in the world at that time. And what did you do after that? Just like Arsenal. Yeah, that's what makes me love. City and Liverpool think of Arsenal and Tottenham are the same. They always say they're both from North London. They both win nothing. So you're not that different from us. You might be higher up the table, but does it really mean anything unless you win it?
No. We're talking nearly 20 years ago, and they had a really good team then, Arsenal, right? Times change. It's harder to get to a Champions League final now than it was then. And it's all right giving yourself credit for getting to the final, but you should give us credit as well for getting to the final. I remember when we was in the Champions League that year, we got to the final. When we was in the Champions League, everybody said we had no chance.
Yep.
Everybody said we had no chance in that Champions League. It was a waste of time us being in there. Yet we got to the final. So, and we never had a great team, Kate. We didn't have a great team. You know, a team was all right. It was a team that could have won something, I suppose, but it wasn't like a fantastic team. So there you go.
Anyway, Jimbo, when are you back?
I think I haven't got a clue before no truth.
We're back at 12:30, I think. I think it's a 2:00 kickoff, the Tottenham Palace game, if I'm right.
2:00 kickoff, yeah.
So we're back Sunday. And what's it? Well, we are Tottenham TV.
Yeah. Is it 2, Nick?
It's 2:00 kickoff, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was. Chang thought it was 3. No, it's 2. It's the same time as the Chelsea game, but we're not on the telly. So Jimbo and I will be on We Are Tottenham TV from 12:30 for the pump up. I don't know who's hosting. Shut up, Nick. You're the one who said you're too big time for it, so just stop it.
No. What we're saying, Jimbo mentioned it. You didn't have to mention it like 10 seconds later. We heard what Jimbo said. We listen to what Jimbo says here. We don't listen to you because I'm like,
get out of here. You ain't big time in this show, mate. I reiterate because I want people to come over and join us because I do love our pump-up shows. So it'd be nice if everyone come over. Not the Gooners, obviously, but you can if you want. But yeah, the Tottenham fans come over and see us. But yes, that's when we're back. But yeah, that's it for today. Jimbo and I have got to pop out now. So we will be back on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Enjoy the game. Jimbo, I assume you're going to want to end the show as only you can. Go on, Chang. You can say you come on your Spurs if you want to.
Okay, let me see whether this works on this microphone here. I'm going to make it subtle. I'm not going to shout. I'm not going to holler. I'm going to show some class and respect, unlike the hooligans and the ruffians that are populating this cafe. But yeah, come on, you Spurs. Keep the faith, everybody. In Big Ange we trust. And here's to another London derby weekend come Sunday. Come on, you Spurs.
Yes, I love it. Jimbo, come on then. End us with some delusion.
I've got to say this, right? This is for the Arsenal fans that come in here. Vindaloo excluded from this because he's got a bit of class. You're such a better team than us, right? Your defence is so better than ours. You score so many more goals than us. Or do you? I think we've scored more than you. And your defence is only one less than us. So are you that much better than us? I'm not too sure. And on Sunday, when you lose to Liverpool, which you will lose to Liverpool, and we beat Palace, which we will beat Palace, we'll be 1 point behind you. So we ain't that bad a team, are we? Because we are the fucking mighty Spurs, and we always step up when we need to step up. And this weekend we will step up, and you will step down. Come on, you fucking Spurs.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins like in the onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mix and transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like Lenny stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match.
I was right.